Hello and welcome, Taurus. We're going to get some messages here just on general. Okay, we're also going to look into love and relationships and family too. Okay, so the general could kind of be an overall, look at your experience right now and just getting those messages that are most helpful. So keep in mind, this is collective in general. Receive what aligns, release what doesn't. Never give your power away to a reading or outcome. Okay, only receive what aligns and makes sense to you. Remember, you're a conscious creator, so you shift and change your timeline with your free will choice. So, very powerful energy is coming from you, Taurus, okay? This is a timeless message, so whenever you find this is maybe when you're meant to, right? But this could also represent August. You can just kind of feel into what aligns for you. So I feel like a lot of your experience right now is you stepping into a place of leadership and being the main character in your experience, okay? We do have the card of leadership and we have that lighthouse there. And I'll read this at the end, okay, of the messages, but that's kind of the theme that's coming through here. Now, it feels like in love and career and just in the people that you're meeting, we have the Two of Cups. You're meeting vibrational match energies, whether that's in love, whether that's in, your career, friends, kindred spirits. Things are aligning for you in a really beautiful way with the Hierophant, okay? The Hierophant is about tradition. Commitment is also of Taurus. We've got two cards here of that Taurus energy. We have the Empress and the Hierophant coming through. So it's like you're very much in your element. You're in your power. You're kind of focused on structure and moving certain things forward with the Queen of Cups that feel aligned with you, that feel best for you, right? You're also willing to fight for, with the Five of Swords, what it is that is most important for you here. So you're not afraid of the competition. You're definitely shining brightly here. You're collaborating and connecting with, it feels like higher level connections, higher level opportunities that feel aligned for you, okay? It feels like this is so aligned that you're like, okay, well, where's the catch? Like things feel almost like they're too good, which is what is kind of coming through for you here, Taurus, is like with that Five of Swords, there's two people walking away. He won that battle, right? But now he's sitting there thinking like, oh, did I go too far? Was that too much? Was that worth fighting for, right? So you definitely, make sure you're taking time to ground, make sure you're taking time to rest, recharge, and take the best care of your mental health too, because with kind of this change or this commitment coming in, that feels really good for you. And again, this could be in career, right? And I'm like having a hard time talking, so you might be exhausted, Taurus, so make sure that you are taking the best care of yourself here. But no, like as you expand and grow, there will be some resistance from your ego. There will be some conflict that's coming through here, but you are making a commitment. You are moving things forward. You might have aligned with like the best career path for you or the best business partner, and it feels excellent, right? But it's almost like you won the battle, or, you were chosen for the position or something, and you're like, okay, now you get into your head about it. So make sure that you're keeping that balanced out and not overthinking can kind of ruin the magic of things too. Of course, be logical and balance both, right? But the Five of Swords, you're like, okay, now I've got all this change that I need to make. Now that I've made this decision, now that I've taken, this accountability and leadership in my experience. And I feel like if you were like in a job interview or something like that, or those of you that, we'll get into more of the love and relationship messages in a minute, but like you're blowing people away, like with your energy, with your talents, with your skills, with your abilities. Like that's definitely something that's coming through here very strong. So you are shining brightly and very successfully. Now, when we get into love and relationships, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So this is slow and steady wins the race. You feel like things are moving forward, kind of like according to the plan, right? Most of you here, if you are just dating, I feel like, again, you're shining very brightly. You're attracting quite a bit. You have a lot of opportunities, okay? For those of you that are in a relationship, it feels like things are steadily moving forward. They're progressing forward in a way that you feel honored with the Six of Wands, right? You feel is about, it's a successful experience for you. You're feeling seen, you're feeling heard, you're feeling respected, you're feeling desired, okay? Again, we have like you being your hero, right? Like that's what's coming through here. Or maybe somebody wanted to be a hero for you, but it's like you're being chosen here, Taurus. That's what it feels like overall. And it's very subtle, and it's a theme that's just kind of like slowly moving into your experience. It's not like sudden. It's something that just has been like slowly moving in, like a slow wave coming in, right? Where it's like, oh, you know, you're being recognized as a leader in different spaces and places. Like, let's say if you have kids, you know, it's like at the school events or something, you're being recognized as a leader, and maybe you get an opportunity there where someone wants you to be in a position of leadership, or at work, or, you know, there are just these ways that you're shining, and this leadership energy is really apparent to those around you. Okay. So it's next level, but it feels like it's in your comfort zone. It's moving slowly with the Knight of Pentacles, right? Knight of Pentacles, Six of Wands, and then that beautiful Empress energy. You've manifested this. You've called this in, right? You feel nurtured. You feel fulfilled. You don't feel like you're lacking in any way, shape, or form here with this Empress energy. And people are definitely seeing the divine energy, divine feminine energy, okay, or goddess energy with that Empress. The number 6 could be significant for you here, Taurus, okay? And we have the Two of Pentacles. You're just kind of riding the waves, right? You're riding the waves. For those of you that have different opportunities or options in dating, you're kind of comparing and contrasting and deciding, you know, you're taking your time deciding what it is that you truly desire, what it is that you truly want. And if you're already in a relationship, you feel honored, you feel supported, you feel chosen, you feel loved, you feel fulfilled. You feel like things are moving forward according to plan. You're inspiring your person to step forward into their kind of their hero energy, right? That's another message that's coming through here. But with the Two of Pentacles, it's like there is change with the Five of Swords coming through here in your experience. And now you're just kind of, yeah, you're dancing through it. You're dancing with it. You're kind of, I wouldn't say going with the flow, but in a way you kind of are. You're riding those waves. If you're bringing your lives together, you're balancing that out and working on how you can do that. But you have this patience, you have this confidence, you have this kind of sense of knowing with the Empress energy, right? That everything is going according to plan, and what you've desired and what you've wanted to manifest and call in. Now, where things go, and it's so interesting, like the family energy, we have the Artist energy coming through, okay? So you have a vision. We have the Star energy, which is about our wish fulfillment, healing. Then there's the Four of Cups and the Five of Wands. So it's like not everybody is necessarily on board here. This is kind of like the Aries energy with the changes that you're making, or the vision, the creation that you have. It's like you see what you want to create, and you know that you can create it. You know you can manifest it in, like, but other people might not be on your level, especially like with family. Okay. So you might have this incredible vision and what you want to create, what you want to, you know, bring into your experience for your timeline here with the Star. It also kind of feels aligned with your destiny. It feels aligned with maybe your North Node. You have to look that up in your chart. But with the Four of Cups and the Five of Wands, whether that's with, you know, again, if you're bringing families together, or just like your own children or just your own relatives, there is conflict, right? And there's also rejection, okay? Stubbornness, rejection. So it feels like you're almost on a higher frequency, and you have this vision, right? You have this ability to see like through the illusions, or like down the timeline, and you're believing in your vision, and you're creating it, and you're collaborating, and, you know, you're doing your healing work. But those around you that are not doing their healing work are just kind of digging their heels in, even though the divine are like, hey, this is a great idea. Hey, maybe you should look at this cup, right? This is the Ace of Cups. So if you're a mom, or if you're a parent and you're, you know, giving guidance to your children and they're rejecting it, like, don't take it personally. It's just a matter of frequency, right, at this time. But you do have some stubborn energies around you with the Five of Wands. And I feel like when you deal with that sort of energy with family, you just go and connect in with your higher self, right? You find your peace within. Maybe you take some space from it, and you continue to focus on what you want to create and build. That's why you're in this position of leadership, because you have the vision, you have the faith, you have the drive, right, to create this. And once you start doing that, then people will start believing, right? Or they will be like, oh, okay, they'll stop like panicking and arguing, right? And they'll see the way forward. So it's almost like you're creating the path forward here for your family, especially. And that's why you have that leadership card and the lighthouse energy. And funny enough, I'm wearing a lighthouse on my shirt today. So you could be a lighthouse, in your experience right now, specifically with those that are around you, where people are like, how is this, like let's say there's some sort of conflict at work or something like that. And people are like, how are we gonna get through this? Or what's the solution? And it's like you just have that steady, grounded presence, and you have that frequency where you're like, it's going to get figured out, or you're going to figure it out, or you're going to receive the download, or you're going to, with the Queen of Cups, your clear abilities are going to give you the answer. People are going to be like, oh. So more and more people will be seeing you in a position of leadership, which I think will also bring in more respect, more appreciation, okay, and more opportunities as well for you. But if you do present some sort of idea to family and they reject it right away, kind of don't be surprised, because they're just not, they don't see the vision yet, or they want to see the proof of it, right? They are afraid of change with the Five of Wands. But it feels like that's what is required here for you to create what you want, Taurus, is change. And if this is your siblings, not like your immediate family, but your siblings that you're dealing with, that are causing conflict, I feel like you're just going to take some time to move into a place of peace and harmony within, to take a break from all of that, right? And be the grounded, peaceful presence. It's like you're the tree energy in this experience, right? You have the faith, you have the strength, you have the courage. It's a big part of this as well. And that just like grounded, stable energy, which is the earth sign energy. Whereas others might be in more of petty energies, right? Or there might be more conflict with the changes that are being made, but it's like you're almost like sitting in a peaceful warrior energy, or it's like, okay, these are the changes I'm making, and you're announcing that to your family, and they're like, not necessarily happy with it, but you're like, this is the way it is. This is what I've decided. This is what's happening. Okay? Because you are the leader here. But there's also an element of where the Five of Wands comes from is fear of change. But you're not afraid. You're ready. Okay? So let's go ahead and read this leadership message for you. We have your beacon for others. Your skills inspire others to greater heights. It's now time to step into the light and take a leadership role. Your soul wants you to know. A leader stomps the grass down and throws the boulders out of the way so that the path is easier for others. Sometimes you might find yourself alone or tired, but know that what you're doing is making a difference in the lives of many. The greatest leaders are those who know how to serve and act as a stepping stone for others to reach their dreams. Even if you've been in the background in the past, right now it's your turn to step forward and become the light for others. Your affirmation is, I am a beacon of radiance, support, and love. Yes, you're leading the way here, and that completely aligned with the messages for today. So that is what I have for you, Taurus. Receive what aligns, release what doesn't. Thank you so much for joining me. Take the best care of yourself, and I will see you soon.